Good morning, class.
Good morning, ma'am.
So, how are you today? Are you feeling great?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, so before we start, let us have a short prayer. Anyone who would like to lead the prayer? Yes, Gavin. So, let's start with the present. Amen. So, before you have your seat, kindly check if there's a charges around you. And if there is, kindly pick it up. And after that, you may now take your seat. So now let's take your attendance. Who's absent? No one's absent. Very good. It seems that you really want to learn a new lesson for today. So now, before we proceed to our short activity, let us have a short recap regarding our topic last meeting. So what is the title of the story? Yes, Javelin?
The title po is The Tempest.
The Tempest. And who is the author? Yes, Ivy.
The author is William Shakespeare.
William Shakespeare. Who among you can tell me about the story? Yes?
The Tempest tells a fairly straightforward story involving an unjust act, the usurpation of Prosperous' throne by his brother, and Prosperous' quest to re-establish justice by restoring himself to power.
Very good. And how about the themes? Could you please give me the themes of the story? Yes, Daniel?
Community force about forgiveness, empathy, and freedom.
Forgiveness, empathy, and freedom. Alright. So how about when was the story has been published? Yes, Austin?
Yes, 23.
In the year of 1623. Very good. So it seems that you really remembered and understand our lesson and our last meeting. So since it's a new day, it's a new day of our new knowledge, let us proceed to our new topic for today and explore a new story. Are you excited?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. But before that, let us have a short activity before we proceed to our discussion. So, could you please read the mechanics using your eyes only?
The teacher will group the learners into two, Group A and Group B.
So, are you now done?
Yes, ma'am.
So, are you now done?
Yes,
Alright, so now I will group you in. So now please group yourselves into two groups. So could you please count 1, 2, 1, 2,
1.
2, and please proceed to your corresponding group mates. Alright, so now that you have your group, so this is group A and this is group B, I will ask some familiar question to all of you, and all you need to do is to tap your side chair. Could you please do that? Very good. So, when I ask you a question and you answer the question, you have your keys to unlock the keys and answer the question inside. Did you get my point?
Yes, ma'am.
So, of course, you will pick one representative for each group to answer the question inside the case. And upon reading the question inside the case, it should be loud enough to be heard by the class, or else the points will be counted to other group. And when your classmate answers the question inside the case, you are going to have your clap pattern. Did you know how to do the clap pattern?
No, ma'am.
Alright, so this is how we do. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Very good. Could you please do that? You don't need to stand. Alright. 1, 2, 3, go. Alright, so I think we should start. Are we clear now in the mechanics?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, so the first question is, literature came from the word Latin litera, that means 1, 2, 3, go. Yes, group A.
Ma'am, letter po.
A letter, very good. So let's see your answer. A letter. So could you please unlock the case and answer the question inside? Who among you is the representative? Mary Joy? Javelin? Alright. It should be loud enough to be heard by the class.
This is a word that is similar to a movie titled Magnificent. 2. Switch the letter of the T to C, then add A. Magnificence.
Magnificence, very good. Now let's give her a clap. Very good. Alright, so for the next question to have this key. A blank is any person, animal, or figure represented in a literary work. In 3, 2, 1, go. Yes, group B. Character. A character, let's hear the answer. A character, very good. You may now adapt the case.
This is a work of prose fiction that can be read in one sitting. Short story.
A short story, very good. Let's give her a clap. Very good. And for the last question, to have your key, blank describes where and when the story takes place. In 3, 2, 1, go. Yes, group A.
From setting po.
A setting. Let's hear your answer. A setting, very good. You may now have the case.
The short story came from the Philippines po.
A Philippines, very good. Let's give her a clap. Very good. Alright, so how's your feeling regarding to our activity for today? Did you feel enhanced? Yes. So it seems that you enjoy our short activity, isn't it?
Yes po.
Alright, so now give yourselves a clap. Alright, so let's move on and let's proceed to our main objective or our learning objectives for today. So at the end of the lesson, you should be able to first identify the themes, literary devices, and character motivations in the story, explore and articulate their emotional responses to the characters and events in story and the deeper connection to the narrative, and engage yourselves in creative activity and to physically manifest your understanding of the story's dynamics. So, now let's proceed to the author of the story. So, Estrella Alfon was born on July 18, 1917 in San Nicolas, Cebu City and died on December 28, 1983 at the age of 66. She was a Filipina prolific storywriter, playwright, and journalist. Alfon also wrote a handwritten short story and managed to have a place in Palanca Awards, and these are the titles that has been placed in the Palanca. So the first one is Forever Witches, third place in the year of 1960, with Patches of Many Who's, first place in the year of 1962, 2 Weeks, second place in the year of 1963, The Knitting Straw, third place in the year of 1968, and the last one is White Dress, the second place in the year of 1974. Did you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you learning? Alright. So now let's proceed to the story Magnificent. And of course, written by Estrella Alfon. So Magnificence was published on the year of 1960. Could you please take note that class?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, so now let's proceed to the story. So Mary Jo, would you please read?
There was nothing to fear, for the man was always so gentle, so kind. At night when the little girl and her brother were waited in the light of the big shaded bulb that hung over the big study table in the downstairs hall. The man would knock gently on the door and come in. He would stand for a while just beyond the pool of light, his feet in the circle of illumination, the rest of him in shadow. The little girl and her brother would look up at him, where they sat at the big table, their eyes bright in the bright light, and watched him come fully into the light, but his voice soft, his manner slow. He would smell very faintly of sweet and pomade, but the children didn't mind, although they did not notice. For they waited for him every evening as they sat at their lessons like this. He'd throw his visor cap on the table, and it would fall down with a soft clap, clap. Then he'd nod his head to say one was right, or shake it to say one was wrong.
Alright, thank you very much. Yes, next please.
It was not always that he came. They could remember perhaps 2 weeks when he remarked to their mother that he had never seen two children looking so smart. The praise had made their mother look over them as they stood around listening to the goings on at the meeting of the neighborhood association, of which their mother was president. Two children, one a girl of 7 and a boy of 8. They were both very tall for their age, and their legs were the long gamma legs of fine-spirited cubs. Their mother saw them with eyes that held pride, and then, too partly glossed over the maternal gloating she exhibited, she said to the man, in answer to his praise, but their homework. They are so lazy with them. And the man said, I have nothing to do with in the evenings, let me help them. Mother nodded her head and said, if you want to bother yourself. And the thing rested there, and the man came in the evening, therefore, and he helped solve fraction for the boy and write correct phrases in language for the little girl.
Thank you very much. Next please.
In those days, the race was for fancy. School children, as always, have race going to at one time or another, sometimes for paper. Butterflies that are held on stick. And weird and in the wind. The Japanese bazaars promoted a race, for though sometimes it is for a little fee. Toys found in the folded bubbles. The Japan's confection maker and had such like hands with in this particular time. It was for pencil big, but lighting, concert, not smaller than a man thumb. Ano ba ako?
Alright, thank you very much. Next please.
One evening he freed them. The evenings of waiting had made them look forward to this final reading. And when he got the pencils, they woke with joy. The little boy had 2 pencils, one green, one blue, and the little girl had 3 pencils, 2 of the same circumferences as the little boy's, but colored red and yellow. And the 3rd pencil, a jumbo-sized pencil, really was white and had been sharpened. And the little girl jumped up and down and shouted with glee until their mother called from down the stairs, "What are you shouting about?" And they told her, shouting loudly, Vicente, for what that was his name. Vicente had brought the pencils he had promised them. "Take him," their mother called. The little boy smiled and said, "Thank you." And the little girl smiled and said, "Thank you too." But the man said, "Are you not going to kiss me for those pencils?" They both came forward, the little girl and the little boy, and they both made to kiss him, but Vicente slapped the boy smartly on his lips and said, "Boys do not kiss boys." And the little boy laughed and crumpled away, and then ran back and kissed him away anyway.
Thank you. Next please.
The little girl went up to the man shyly, put her arms around his neck as he crushed to receive her embrace, and kiss him on the cheeks. The man's arms tightened suddenly above the little girl until the little girl squirmed out of his arms and laughed a little breathlessly, disturbed but innocent, looking at the man with a smiling little question of puzzlement. The next evening, he came around again, although they had been very proud in school, showing off their brand new pencil. And the little girls and boys had been envying them, and their mother had finally to tell them to stop talking about the pencils. For now that they had the boy two and the girl three, they were asking their mother to buy more so they could each have five and three, at least in the jumbo size that little girl third pencil was. Their mother said, "Oh, stop it. What will you do with so many pencils? So you can only write the one, write with one at a time." And the little girl matured under her breath. I asked Vicente for some more. Their mother replied, "He's only a bus conductor. Don't ask him for too many things. It's a pity." In this observation, their mother said to their father, who was eating his evening meal between paragraphs of the book on masonry, writes that he was reading.
Thank you very much. Next, please.
It is a pity, said their mother. People like those, they make friends with people like us, and they feel it is nice to give us gifts, or the children toys and things. You think they wouldn't be able to afford it? The father grunted and said the man probably needed a new job, and was softening his way through to him by going at the children like that. And the mother said, "No, I don't think so. He's a rather queer young man. I think he doesn't have many friends, but I have watched him with the children, and he seems to dote on them." The father granted again, and did not pay any further attention. Vicente was earlier than usual that evening. The children immediately put their lessons down, telling him of the invite of their schoolmates, and would he buy them more, please? Vicente said to the little boy, "Go and ask if you can let me have a glass of water." And the little boy ran away to comply, saying behind him, "But buy us some more pencils." Buy us more pencils, and then went up the stairs to their mother. Vicente held the little girl by the arm and said gently, "Of course, I will buy you more pencils, as many as you want." And the little girl giggled and said, "Oh, then I will tell my friends and they will invite me, for they don't have as many or as pretty."
Very good. Next, please.
Yeah. Vicente took the girl up lightly in his arms holding her under armpits, and held her to sit down, on the lap. And he said, still gently, "What are your lesson for tomorrow?" And the little girl turned the paper on the table where she had been written with the jumbo pencil. And she told him that was her lesson, but it was easy. To go ahead and write, and I will watch you.
Are you done? Thank you very much. Next, please.
By and by, every short when her mother came down the stairs, holding in her hands a glass of sarsaparilla. But Vicente had jumped up too soon as the little girl had jumped from his lap. He snatched at the papers that lay on the table and held them to his stomach, turning away from the mother's coming. The mother looked at him, stopped in her tracks, and advanced into the light. She had been in shadow. Her voice had been like a bell of safety to the little girl, but now she advanced into the glare of the light that held like a tableau the figure of Vicente, holding the little girl's paper to him, and the little girl looked up at him frightenedly, in her eyes dark pools of wonders and fear and question. The little girl looked at her mother and saw the beloved face transfigured by some sort of glow. The mother kept coming into the light, and when Vicente made as if away into the shadow. She said, very low, but very heavy, do not move. She put the glass of soft drinks down on the table, wherein the light one could watch the reflector bubbles go up and down into that dark liquid. The mother said to the boy, Oscar, finish your lessons. And turning to the little girl, she said, come here. The little girl went to her, and the mother knelt down, for she was a tall woman, and she said, turn around. Obediently, the little girl turned around, and her mother passed her hand over the little girl's mouth.
Very good. Next, please. Go upstairs, she said. The mother voice was of such a heavy quality and of such awful timbre that the girl could only nod her head. And without looking at the set again, she raced up the stairs. The mother went to the cowering man, and marching with a glance out of the circle of light that held the little boy. Once in the shadow, she extended her hand, and without any option took away the papers that Vicente was holding to himself. She stood there saying nothing as the man fumbled with his hands and with his fingers, and she waited until he had finished. She was going to open her mouth, but she glanced at the boy and saw it, and with a look and an inclination of the head, she bade Vicente go up the stairs. The man said nothing, for she said nothing either. Up the stair went the man, and the mother followed behind. When they had reached the upper landing, the woman called down to her son, Son, come up and go to your room. The little boy did as he was told, asking no questions, for indeed he was feeling sleepy already. As soon as the boy was gone, the mother turned on Vicente. There was a pause. Finally, the woman raised her hand and slapped him full hard in the face. Harry retreated down one thread of the stairs with the force of the blow. But the mother followed him. With her other hand, she slapped him on the other side of the face again. And so down the stairs they went. The man backwards, his face continually opened the force of the woman's slapping. Very good. Next, please.
Alternately, she lifted her right hand and made him retreat before her until they reached the bottom landing. He made no resistance, offered no defense. Before the silence and the grimness of her attack, he cowered, retreating until out of his mouth issued something like a whimper. The mother thus shut his mouth, and with those hard, forceful slaps, she escorted him right to the other door. As soon as the cool air of the free night touched him, he recovered enough to turn away and run into the shadows that are ate him up. The woman looked after him and closed the door. She turned off the blazing light over the study table and went slowly up the stairs and out into the dark night. When her mother reached her, the woman held her hand out of the child. Also, with the terrible indelibility that one associated with terror, the girl was to remember the touch of that hand on her shoulder, heavy, kneading at her flesh. The woman herself stricken almost down, but her eyes eloquent with that angered fire.
Very good. Next, please.
She fed the little girl, dressed and took off with as it was almost frantic, tearing and at the bottom of him, inflicting terror to the little girl that almost made her sob hush as the mother said, Take a bath quickly. Her mother presented over the bath. The little girl took, scrubbed her off her hair, and then wiped her gently all over and changed into new clothes, and smelled of the clean, fresh smell of clothes that enhanced in the light of the sun.
Very good. So that's the end of the story. Did you enjoy the story?
Yes,
ma'am. Very good. So now let's proceed to the summary of the story. So we said that a young man who was to work as a bus conductor during the day offered to help a young girl and her brother with their assignments. He also bought them pencils that made them happy. But it turned out when there was a dark motive behind his sense kindness and gentleness towards the two kids. Did you know what happened next? No. Alright, so one evening during the tutoring session, Vicente begged the boy to leave the room and proceeded to molest the girl. The mother suddenly arrived and caught him performing the deed. Angered by what she saw, he slapped Vicente a good number of times and commanded him to out of the house. So the story ended with the young girl, with the mother put the little girl into sleep. So did you understand the story?
Yes, ma'am.
Any question?
No, ma'am.
Alright, so if there's none, then I will be the one who would ask you a question. So, what is the moral in the story? Yes, Mary Joy?
The world is not always what it seems.
The world is not always what it seems. Very good. So, next. What is or are the themes of the story based on your own observation? What are the themes of the story? Yes, Jonathan?
It's about innocence, perception, and societal challenges.
It's about innocence, perception, and societal challenges. Very good observation. Next. So we have the themes, innocence, perception, and societal challenges. So what do you think is the conflict of the story? Yes, Austin? Yes, Austin? Could you please louder your answer? Is it appearances versus reality?
Yes.
Why? Why is that? Why is that appearances versus reality?
Between appearance and the reality is evident in this between the children's perception of the world, shaped by imagination and faith, and the actual challenge faced with the adults in this story.
Very good. So the conflict of the story is appearances versus reality. So what do you think are the literary? Are you familiar with the literary devices?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. All right. So what do you think are the literary devices that has been used in the story? Anyone? Yes, Ivy.
Symbolism.
Symbolism. Why symbolism?
The magnolia tree in the story served as a symbol representing beauty, innocence, and the fleeting nature of life.
Very good. So, another? Yes, please.
Irony.
Irony. Why irony?
There is irony in the disparity between appearance and reality, particularly in the characters' perception of each other and the unexpected turns of events.
Very good. Another hand. Anyone? Yes, Javelin?
Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing. Why is that? Why is that?
The narrative implies foreshadowing to hint at a tragic event that will unfold, creating a sense of anticipation and tension.
Very good. Another? Yes?
Imagery.
Imagery. Why is that? Why imagery?
Descriptive language and vivid imagery are used to create a detailed and evocative portrayal of the setting, characters, and emotions.
Very good. So, the literary devices that has been used is symbolism, irony, foreshadowing, and imagery. Did you understand what is the literary device that has been used in the story?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright. So how does the author use symbolism to convey a message? Anyone? Yes, Gathering?
I think Estrella uses how symbolism serves to convey a deeper message about the loss of innocence, the collision of childhood ideals with harsh realities, and inevitable transition of the sheltered world of youth to the challenging realm of adulthood.
Very good. So, since you answered since you answered all my questions, it seems that you really understand the story, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, so are you now ready to our essay quiz?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, so please get one whole sheet of paper and please arrange your chair one set apart. Alright. So, before we proceed to the direction and the question, this is the essay rubric for your guide, of course. Would you please read it? Alright, are you now done?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright. So, in one whole sheet of paper, answer the following question based on the rubric. So, the first question is, what is the story entitled Magnificence written by Estrella the Alfon is all about? What can you say about the story? Another question, how does the revelation in the story impact the children's innocence? And third, how do you think the innocence and harsh realities of life are portrayed in the story, and how do you find it similar in real life situations? So I will give you 10 minutes to finish this, to answer these questions. So you may now start. Focus on your own paper. Answer silently. So 10 minutes is done, and up. So are you now done?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. So before you pass your paper, I want to hear some of answer by yours. So for the first question, who would like to answer? Yes? What is the story entitled Magnificence written by Estrella the Alfon is all about, and what can you say about the story?
The story is very sensitive. The story is very sensitive one because the sexuality among children is involved, but at the same time, there is a lesson for parenting.
Very good. So for the next question, who would like to answer? Yes? How does the revelation in the story impact the children's innocence?
The revelation alters the children's perception of the world around them. It challenges their idealized view of life and exposes them to more nuanced and sometimes troubling reality.
Very good. So, for the last question, yes, Jamali?
Magnificence explores the stark contrast between innocence and harsh realities to the experiences of a child. The narrative juxtaposes the child's imaginative play, symbolizing innocence with the underlying adult worries, complexities, and harsh truths. This duality reflects the broader theme of how innocence can be overshadowed with the realities of life.
Very good. So, upon hearing your answer, it seems that you really understand the story, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright. So, are you now ready for our group activity?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright. So, before that, you may now pass your paper. Pass your paper forward. And I will be the one that will check it later. So, for your group activity, it's a drawbacks. So, could you please count 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright. Could you please go to your corresponding group mates? Who among is group 1? Alright. Could you please transfer to your group mates? Very good. So, kindly pick one representative for the drawbacks. Yes? Group 2 is your representative. So, what is your task? A poem? A poem. Very good. So, group 2 it should be
Brief discussion.
brief discussion. So, for the poem, so here's the mechanics. For the poem, it should be about innocence with a minimum of 3 stanzas. So, for the brief discussion, for the group 2, it should be about societal challenges, minimum of 1 minute discussion. So, before preparing your task, here again is the mechanics. So, could you please read it using your eyes only? Are you done?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, so I will give you 10 minutes to prepare your task. Always remember that collaboration is always the key to have a successful task.
Sa inyo, okay na. May ano na kayo.
Take it seriously, don't laugh. Don't share your ideas regarding to the topic for today. Don't share your ideas with your classmates.
Magkakatawa si Asya ako ng observation.
Cooperate with your groupmates. Are you all done?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, so please arrange your chair properly in your proper seat. Please go to your proper seat. So since you are all done, it's time to shine to have your task. So first group, where is group one? Where's group one? Yes, so the floor is yours. Could you please read the poem? Could you please teach your classmates?
Ma'am, sign you.
Yes, could you please your classmate?
Ma'am, pwede po ba dalawa?
Yeah. Okay.
Ano pala? Dapat nag-isip Wait lang.
It should be one representative, di ba? So it should be you're going to read it by your own.
In twilight's inverse, where sunsets bloom, magnificence whisper, dispelling gloom. A canvas of stars, a celestial dance, eternal beauty in every glance. Mountains stand proud, their summits high, clothed in majesty net the azure sky. Rivers that wave through the valleys deep, carving tales of grandeur, secrets to keep. Ocean vast with waves that roar, a symphony of power along the shore. Feather of birds in sky they soar, a ballad of freedom forevermore. Okay, very good.
So next group, societal challenges, brief discussion. Who is the representative? Alright, so will you please face your classmates and the floor is yours. Please perform your task.
In the story of Magnificence, societal challenges may be interwoven with the narrative schedule. Themes of inequality, perhaps illustrated through the disparities in character circumstances, can add depth. Environmental concerns reflecting the magnificence of nature might highlight the need for conservations and sustainable practices.
The story could touch on healthcare access, education disparities, or cultural preservation, exploring how these challenges impact the characters' lives within the overarching theme of Magnificence. By incorporating societal challenges into the narrative, the story becomes a reflection of both the awe-inspiring and challenging aspect of the world it portrays.
Are you done? Very good. Let's give them a clap. Alright, so everyone, please give yourselves. So, upon hearing your task, your words, it seems that you really understand the lesson, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, so I want you to share your thoughts regarding to your activity. So, group 1, what is your thoughts by doing your activity? In your own opinion. Yes, group 1? Very good. So let's give them a clap. So group 2, what is your thoughts regarding to your group task?
It's very challenging.
It's very challenging. Very good. Alright, let's give them a clap. So now let's move on and proceed to our individual task. So determine whether each statement is true or false. Before the number of each item, write true if the statement is correct, and if otherwise, change the underlined word.
So the first question is, the story entitled Magnificence was published in the year of 1960. Second, foreshadowing is one of the literary devices that has been used in the story. 3. Vicente is a good man. 4. The little girl are driven by innocence. Number 5. Symbolism, alliteration, foreshadowing, and characterization are the literary devices that has been used in the story. Number 6. The mother of the children is motivated by the desire of middle social class. Number 7. Symbolism is evident in the story through presentation of the house as allure and deception. Number 8. Personification is a literary device employed in story with characters developed with distinct personalities. Number 9. The author used symbolism to convey a message in the story. Number 10. The story entitled Magnificence does the theme of man versus environment. So I will give you 10 minutes to finalize your answer. Don't cheat, focus on your own paper, please. Why are you laughing? Focus on your own paper. Boys at the back, behave. Hands up. Will you please exchange your paper with your siblings? Are you now done? Yes, ma'am. Alright, so this is the answer key. So number 1, true. Number 2, true. Number 3, bad. Number 4, true. Number 5, irony. Number 6, higher. Number 7, true. Number 8, imagery. Number 9, true. And number 10, appearances versus reality. Who among you have the perfect score? All of you? Wow, very good. So give yourselves a clap. Excellent class, very good. So let us now move on and have your assignments. So in a short bond paper, write an essay about your reflection on the story Magnificence written by Estrella the Alfon, including its background. So it should be minimum of 100 words. So any question regarding to the assignments?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Not. How about the topic? Any clarification? Any questions? No, ma'am. None. Alright. So, are you learning? Yes, ma'am. Alright. So, if you don't have a question, so thank you for your cooperation and presence for today. See you around. Goodbye, class.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
So I chose this visual aid as my instructional materials called Key the Case because it is easy to use and easy to understand the mechanics. All you need to do is to key the case like this. This materials will help the teachers to bridge their student before the discussion will tackle. It is also fun and practical for the teacher's side because it is also recyclable. It is recyclable and for long term.